happy to do it. Okay, so let's get started, guys. First, I want us to consider the minutes that we received by email from Hannah. Hopefully you've had, go ahead.
I was going to say I'll make a motion to approve the minutes if we can get it going.
I've got a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any changes or further discussion concerning the minutes? If not, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. And now we're going to get an update from our city staff.
Yes, so it's been a while since we met. Obviously, October of 2020 was our last meeting, and we've had some staff changes since then. Vicki Schmidt, who was our recreation manager, she accepted a transfer to the fire department. So she's now working for Nacogdoches Fire Department. So she's still with the city. And so she is enjoying that. She's the first female firefighter in the city, which is pretty exciting for all of us. And we definitely wish her well. And then since then, we've hired Joy Palmer. She is from San Diego, but she's going to be our recreation supervisor. And so she started mid-April or mid-March, beginning of March. And so she's giving me a lot of great ideas. She has a strong background in gymnastics, and we're excited to have her on. And then Cecilia Sarmiento, she was a part-time recreation assistant with us, and and so that's great for us because there's some continuity of the front desk staff, and it's helpful for our patrons and for all of us in the division. So we're happy to be almost fully staffed again.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other hires that are upcoming?
Well, we do have a couple part-time positions available in the division. There's a part-time park laborer, and then we have another front desk position that's open, and we're starting to look at applications for that. We just on Monday are going to be expanding our hours to not quite what we were before COVID, but similar. And so we will be needing additional staff to cover those hours, but we're working on filling that.
Awesome. Okay, any questions concerning the update on city staff? If not, we'll move on to discussing pollinator gardens.
Yep. So I believe we talked about this last meeting. We were approached by Rebecca with the National Wildlife Federation she had secured grant funding to create some pollinator gardens here in Nacogdoches. And we have 4 locations picked out. And the first one that we will be officially planting is at the Nacogdoches Railroad Depot. That's the picture that you see. So that is looking at, it's sort of running perpendicular to Main Street. And so Jonathan Landrum with Landwork prepped the site. He donated his time and materials to prep that bed. And Dawn Stover, who I don't think made it on today, she's very busy prepping for this and plant sale and all the other things she has going on. So she has created a design for that, and it'll be pollinator friendly habitat with educational signage, and it's a very exciting project. And so that's going to be planted on Saturday, April 10th as part of the big event, which is SFA's school-wide philanthropy day. Students are encouraged to get out and participate in any sort of volunteer activities within the community. So we're very happy for all the partnerships that we have on this project and excited to get it going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the other gardens, one at Splash Nacogdoches, the new splash pad. One is going to go at the Festival Park, sort of in between City Hall and the main part of Festival Park. And then there's going to be the last one at, we're calling it the Seed Bank, which is next to part of Lanana Prairie. And so those are the four gardens that are going in this spring and very early summer.
And Landworks is donating their time for that?
Yes, they reached out to me because we had a story on KTRE, and Jonathan reached out to me to say that they would love to be involved in the project, and I said we would love that. That's amazing. And yeah, he did all the work that you see in that photo, taking out some crepe myrtles and saving bulbs and prepping the soil, tilling it, and then adding the mulch so that we're all ready for the students to plant on Saturday. And I see that Dawn's on now. Hi, Dawn.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I just got back.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Perfect timing.
I was singing your praises, and Jonathan's telling them about their contributions to this project.
Yeah, that was a huge help. So yay, Landworks.
Yes, that was incredible of them, and I didn't realize they were doing it. I mean, he got it done, and yeah, we're very happy to have partners like that.
Did he pay for that mulch, Hannah?
So I didn't realize he was bringing mulch. So I'm not sure. I don't know if he has his own connection for mulch.
Well, if he didn't intend to pay for it, we can invoice the Federation, the Wildlife Federation.
Right, because all materials are covered by the grant. Yep. So anyway, so those projects are kicking off, and we're just so excited, and we're the garden capital of Texas, so these types of things are important.
That's exciting. Any other discussion concerning the pollinator gardens? All right, let's move along then. It looks like the physical budget is to be discussed.
Yep. Right now, we just finished yesterday putting in our operational requests. It's like I have here in the PowerPoint. The budget is a year-round process. We're always thinking about it. We're always thinking about what we may need, or want, or what could work better. And so right now we're doing, like I said, those operational requests of what we need to just do what we want to do day to day. And then we have larger items that we'll be requesting this month in April. And then the actual budget isn't presented to City Council until July, because it goes through several rounds of edits and presentations to the city manager and all that. So this is just a sampling of some of the larger requests that we're making this year. Disc golf improvements. So out at the lake and some of our other locations, and Dr. Sal is heavily involved in that, and we appreciate his input. And then adult softball, we have scoreboards out there that work sometimes, but usually not. And here at the rec center, we have a basketball scoreboard that is sort of works again, but is quite old. And so that's tens of thousands of dollars just right there for scoreboards, but it's something that is necessary in order to improve and grow those programs. And so we think it's worth the investment. And then Ritchie Street Park, we are requesting a playground for that park. There is play equipment there, and we would be requesting something with accessible features. We've had quite a few requests for adaptive type swings and just features that all kids can use. And so we reached out to a company that we've worked with before to play, and we would like something that children of all abilities can play on, so that's something we are hoping is funded. So that's just the sampling. Some of the other stuff is boring, like we're requesting $5,000 for trash cans so that we can start replacing trash cans in our parks. Just last weekend, somebody burned a trash can to the ground at Lake Nacogdoches West Park. So it's stuff like that, or just things exposed to the elements constantly degrade, and we replace them with something better. but these things come at a cost that people would be surprised about. But yeah, so budget is a tedious process, but obviously we all know it's a necessary thing.
Hey, Hannah, I've got a question for you. I know this is about budgeting, but when we look at accessibility features in playgrounds, do we have conversations with the mayor's committee on accessibility?
I don't think we've had a conversation specifically about playgrounds, but that would definitely be something to explore.
Yeah, I've often thought there was an intersection between our effort and the mayor's committee. There might be a project there to work on together. And so I was just wondering if we ever got their input on what playground, what park needs they have, so, just putting it out there. We might want to join with them at some point on discussion like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great idea. We have I feel like any input we've had has been sort of unofficial. It's people asking us or, just coming to us saying, hey, my child can't play at this park. And so there's a swing at Pecan Park that was put in recently. And that came from a citizen request. Their child couldn't play at Pecan Park and now he can. And sometimes that's how it happens. But if it, things like this, a large investment like a playground definitely needs as much community input as possible. And that would be a great avenue for that.
Well, it's something to look into.
Absolutely.
How big is the budget? I mean, at the end of the day, how big is the parks budget?
So Parks is a little different this year, and I could get you the exact number. I have it in front of me for operational because
Okay.
it's I want to say for Parks and Cemetery it's 1.5, but that's for everything all in all done. And this year Parks and Cemetery are combined. So I'm looking at the 2021. So just operational expenses for Parks and Cemetery is just over 1 million.
Okay.
And that does not include salaries or benefits.
Okay.
And then recreation, same thing. I believe it's 280 for this current fiscal year. Yep, 280, not including any CIP items or personnel.
Yeah. So that's a small growth then, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And once the budget, the final budget is approved, we'll go over it again and y'all will be able to see, because we'll have some money to spend and some decisions to make, and so y'all will be involved.
Yeah. All right. Any other discussion, guys, concerning the budget? That's the upcoming budget. Any questions? Is that a question? No, it doesn't sound like it is. Okay. Well, then let's move on to number 6, receive update on Community Services Division, upcoming events and projects.
Yes, so things really kicked off here today. We've slowly been starting to open up programming and having more stuff going on here. But this morning at midnight, we opened up reservations for Liberty Hall and Park Pavilions. We had, for the Park Pavilions, since COVID started, we had just been allowing people to use it whenever, first come, first served. And today we open it back up where you can pay to reserve it so that you can make sure if you're having a birthday party, then you for sure have it because you paid through us. And then Liberty Hall, it's just been closed. And so we open it back up. And so it's been a busy day for sure. We have an online system now where people can pay online. But some people, it's not, they just have issues. So they've been calling us for help. We also, right now, we have youth volleyball going on. Games start next week. Adult softball and adult soccer all happening now. And then Joy is planning for corporate challenge in May. We obviously canceled the last for 2020 because it was supposed to happen in April, and so it canceled. We've already been reaching out to companies to gauge their interest, and there are some that are 100% in. They want to do it, so we're trying to make a schedule. If any of y'all are interested, if you think your company would want to participate, just let us know. And because we have a small company division and large, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And we're trying to choose activities that are either outside or easier to social distance, just in the, just trying to keep things COVID friendly for now. And some new events that we haven't done in the past. And Pioneer Park, the bridge there had needed to be replaced, and so we are working on that. And the current bridge, it's not going to be removed until we're able to put in a pedestrian bridge, and then the new one is going to go slightly farther to the west, so for the vehicle traffic. So that's a pretty big project, but that's something that we've been in contact with disc golf about because it affected them directly based on their course and the ease of access for some of the baskets and all that. And then finally, we are working on activity guides. That is another thing that's been on pause since COVID, and we are planning on having them out before school lets out. People love these things. They ask us for them. We have people every week asking for them because it's like our little recreation Bible. It has the recreation, library, and historic sites events for that chunk of time. And again, it's just something that's getting us more back to normal, and it's a nice thing. So we're planning on that. We're gonna be busy, but it's good.
Right. All right.
Yeah. I think that's all I had for y'all. So I am happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on the upcoming events and projects? I am curious when the bridge is going to be done, the new bridge.
We have a meeting on Tuesday to discuss it further. I don't know the timeline off the top of my head.
That's fine. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any concerns? All right. Well, is there any other business that you want to bring up outside of that number 6 discussion? Okay. Well, if not, we're going to meet again when, Hannah?
Let me pull up my calendar. It'll be the first Thursday of June, so that's June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Unless there's something that comes up in between them, which requires action.
Sure.
But otherwise, I'm hoping we can get back on our every other month schedule.
That sounds great. Anybody have a conflict there? Can work it out? Great.
Okay, before we adjourn,
Yeah.
when do we, I don't even know if this is a proper place or time, when do we bring up new ideas and things that we want to see happen with the parks? So things we need to add to the agenda for next time?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's okay to bring them up as some new business ideas, but we'll have to discuss them in more detail moving forward. But I'd love to hear them if you guys are up for it.
Okay, is it just, I'm sorry, the last board I was on, it was extremely informal. So sometimes I get confused on when's the right time to do things or not.
So we can discuss, we really aren't supposed to discuss anything outside of the agenda.
Okay, yes. So it would be to have it added to the agenda, or is that the proper way?
Yes, so what I can do is I can send out an email a couple weeks before the next agenda. And if we want to meet sooner than June to discuss any of this stuff, we can. But I'll send out an email asking for any items for the agenda, and I can add them. And you and if we can meet about it and just to get a better idea, or we can just add them to the agenda and go from there.
Okay, perfect. Because I've been brainstorming on ideas for parks and things around Nacogdoches that I'd like to bring up to the board.
Great.
I love it. And that goes for all of us. If you guys have something you want to bring up on the next meeting, be sure to reach out to Hannah and share your thoughts, and we'll go from there.
And
Okay?
yes, before I forget as well, Don, will you please give me a call later? I'm in need of some trees at the soccer fields.
Well, it's really not time to plan right now,
I
Michael.
know it's a little late, right?
Yeah, it's too late now.
Okay. Well, can you put me on your list for next year?
I can.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, with all business done, let's adjourn, and I guess I'll see you guys in June unless you need us sooner. Thank you
Great.
guys for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.